Hola amigos y amigas. You are now with Jocelyn. If you are new here, mi canal es tu canal. Welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, you are awesome. So I don't have a trailer for my channel yet, and I want to create one. And I feel like if someone's gonna be coming onto my channel for the first time, and also my name is tied to the entirety of my brand. It's the name of with Jocelyn is the name of my agency. It's my social tag on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's my website with jocelyn.com. And it's the name of my YouTube channel. And so I just feel like if my name is tied to it, if you guys are gonna say you're with Jocelyn, then maybe you should know who Jocelyn is. And so I really wanted to do like a Q&A with Jay, a get to know me type video. Before I did this video, I went to all of my socials and I asked my friends, I asked my followers to submit some questions that I could use that they want me to answer on this video. And I'm really happy that I did that because these questions are amazing. They make for great content, and you'll definitely get to know Jocelyn at the end, by the end of this video. I don't think I should get into all of the questions that you guys submitted because there were so many. And there are some questions that I want to delve in a little deeper than others. So I don't know, maybe I'll do part 1 and part 2. You guys let me know if that's something you'd be interested in the comments below. But I think I'm just gonna do the first 10 questions. I organized them based off of, you know, what are some questions in which you'll really get to know me, and some of the other ones are a little more like left field, but still great. But I think these first 10 are really solid, and I want to get into them because I've been so excited to answer them since you guys are sending them to me. So I want to get straight into it. But before I do that, I feel like I should do like a very basic intro. So my name is Jocelyn Valencia, but to be very specific, my first name is actually pronounced Jocelyn, Jocelyn Valencia. The reason why Jocelyn stuck is because all my teachers pronounced my name Jocelyn instead of Jocelyn, and it just kind of stuck. All my friends, new friends, classmates started calling me Jocelyn and Jossie and Joss, and so yeah, now I just say Jocelyn. But in reality it's Jocelyn. And I want to make the switch over. Like I want to start telling people like, you know what, it's actually pronounced Jocelyn, but I don't know if it's going to be too difficult for people to like make the switch. Like for new people I can do it, but for people who have already been calling me Jocelyn, I don't know if that's going to be hard. But at the same time, it's my name, so it's like you gotta put some respect on that. And as I've gotten older, I've just like really appreciated my roots, and my roots are Jocelyn Valencia. I don't have a middle name, neither does my sister. My brothers do. I don't know why my parents did that. But yeah, so I am a 20-something-year-old that runs a couple businesses. So I have what I call a 360 experience design agency. Basically, I create experiences for my clients, and I have the confidence as well as the capability and network to create these experiences from concept to completion. So I can step in at any point of the process and do an incredible job at creating an experience for my client's audience. A lot of people as of recently have discovered my work through my most popular work that I'm very proud of and honored to do, which are my activations for Rolling Loud. If you don't know what Rolling Loud is, it is a super dope festival, legendary festival, the largest hip hop festival in the world. If you scroll and browse my channel, you'll find a lot of videos of my activations there, and some behind the scenes videos. But yeah, so that's some of my most popular work that I love creating. I also, the very first business that I created was the Tucson Hip Hop Festival. I co-founded that with my business partner, Edwin Romero. Shout out Pike. If you live in Tucson or in Tucson, then you know Pike. Very, very honored to be able to create and experience creating a festival from the ground up with Pike. I never thought that I would own a festival one day. I knew that I would own something impactful one day, but I didn't specifically think that it would be a cultural, very community-centered hip-hop festival. But yeah, I co-founded that when I was 21, which is crazy to say that I owned a festival starting at 21, and it's still going strong. Due to the, coronavirus, we did have to postpone our festival to a later date, October 17th originally. It always takes place in the beginning of the year. But yeah, so I run a festival, I have an agency. What else are the basics? I think that's it. So yeah, let me get into these questions so we can get the ball rolling. So the first question, let me fix my hairs, is where are you from? I am proudly from Nogales, Arizona. And Nogales is a very small border town in Arizona that is right next to Nogales, Sonora. Yes, there are two Nogaleses right next to each other, but they are not the same city because there's a border between them. But what our border is really, am I right? But we're not gonna get into that. But yeah, growing up as a kid, I was like so confused at the fact that there were two Nogaleses. Like, wait, so are we Nogales or not? Wait, so we're Nogales, but like a different Nogales now? Anyways, it was really confusing for me as a kid. But yeah, so I grew up in Nogales, and it's a really, really small town. Like, growing up, me and my family had to drive an hour to go to the movie theater, to the mall, really to anything like entertaining in that sense. But it's while I was living there, I definitely didn't realize how magical and beautiful and unique it is to grow up in Nogales, in like a small border town. And now as an adult looking back, like I really, really appreciate the experience of growing up there. And I definitely plan on doing a video in the future about Nogales because it's such a special place, and I feel like especially now people need to become more aware of these border towns. But yeah, actually most of my family lives on the Mexico side, so in Nogales, Sonora. So we would cross the border very, very regularly. It was definitely a lot more accessible and easier to visit family back then when I was growing up than it is now, which is very unfortunate, but that is our current reality. But yeah, where I was raised definitely had a huge impact on why Jocelyn is the way Jocelyn is today. What inspired you to do what? Okay, so I put these two questions together because they were basically kind of the same thing. What inspired you to do what you do? How did you decide what business to get into? There's a lot of different ways that I could answer this question. So let me just tell you what the most pivotal moment in my career was. And by pivotal, I mean like this changed the course basically of my life and of my focus when it comes to business and all the projects that I pursue. And that is the very first event that I ever created. I had never done an event before. I had no idea what I was doing or what I was getting into. And this took place in late 2014, around the same time that I actually started my blog. Yeah, very historical year for me, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, so I really wanted to do a charity event, and it's something I had wanted to do my whole life, and for various reasons I felt called to make that happen at that time. And I did. It was called The Elements, and basically it was a charity event that gave a platform and showcased all the elements of hip hop, because at the time I was like, there's all these rap shows, why isn't there an event that showcases all the elements of hip hop? Like, graffiti is super dope, DJs are like super dope and essential to the culture, b-boys and b-girls, like who doesn't want to see battles, you know? So yeah, I really just wanted to create an event where people could experience all of those things, not just the rap performance. And after that, it was an incredible experience, and I'm sure other event planners know the feeling I'm talking about when that first time that you create an event and you're standing there watching people enjoy what you created. It's like nothing else. Initially, it was just gonna be like a one and done thing. I did not plan on doing another event after this, but when that event ended, and I think I had like a couple months of not doing an event, I realized that I felt like something was missing, and it was that feeling of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just so magical to like see people enjoy something you did, from like you built from the ground up, that you thought of, and now it's right there for people to enjoy. Like, it's just amazing. And that definitely, I mean, that led to the creation of the Tucson Hip Hop Festival. Had I never done that event, that was the initial way in which me and my current business partner met and began our relationship. It definitely inspired a lot of what I do now and continue to do. And I'm seeing now that this next question says, how did your journey start and develop? And this isn't, I'm one of those people that's like, well, what journey are you specifically inquiring about? Because let me tell you, this lifetime of mine has felt like various lifetimes. And so I feel like there's so many different journeys I can talk about. But let's say that we're referring to my professional journey, I would definitely say that it started at that first event at the Elements. If you guys want me to delve a little deeper into these questions and answers, like, feel free to leave a comment below and like ask like a follow-up question to any of these, and I will be more than happy to answer them. Okay, what changed you to become the positive extrovert you are today? I find this question very interesting because I personally don't consider myself to be an extrovert, though I may seem that way on my socials, because on Instagram I am very, very comfortable in front of the camera, and I'm also very open with a lot of my life experiences, and I am that way, and I do those things not necessarily because I'm an extrovert, but more so because I feel like it is my divine duty and my purpose to share my life experiences with you. But when I am in my element, I definitely have a more extroverted essence and energy. Like when I'm at one of my events, like I love talking to you guys. I love socializing and getting to know people. But most of my life and growing up, I was definitely very quiet and shy. And to to this day, I still have my moments of like being very shy. But here's the thing, I'm a Scorpio, and Scorpios are very observant. And so whenever I'm in like a new environment, or I'm around a lot of new people, I tend to be more observant than be, you know, the life of the party, one would, as you know, in other words. So yeah, I like that I come off as a positive extrovert. But in regards to my positivity, I'm honestly just naturally a positive person, and I'm very, very grateful for the positive bone in my body, because I realized that my positivity was a gift to my soul and my spirit, after realizing, like, after reflecting back on my life and seeing all the different adversities that I've faced, and traumatic experiences that I've had, and bouncing back from those experiences and still being this positive person, like, it just made me realize, like, yo, I'm cut from a different cloth, and I was made for this, I was built for this, and I'm just naturally a positive person, and it's my duty because of that to spread that. So yeah, I'm just naturally a positive person, and I'm very proud to say that. What's your daily routine in regards to getting / staying in touch with your soul? I love this question, and whoever asked this, I want you to know that you asking this in the way that you worded it, I can already tell you're an aware person, and I appreciate you asking me this question. What's your daily routine in regards to staying in touch with your soul? Let me just say, staying in touch with my soul for me is staying in touch with the universe, staying connected to the source. And when I say the source or the universe, I'm talking about the higher power. So whatever your belief system is, feel free to replace what I say with whatever higher power you pray to. But for me, staying in touch with my soul is staying in touch with the universe. I've noticed that there have been times in my life where I felt so disconnected from the universe, and because of that, I felt so disconnected to myself. And so I've definitely incorporated little things throughout my day, in my daily routine, that help me stay in touch with my soul / in touch with the universe. And some of those things, I feel like I could do a whole video on this, and I definitely am going to, because there are so many resources that I have that I feel would help you guys. And something that's really important for me is my morning routine, because my morning routine sets the tone for the rest of my day. So here are some things that I do for my spirit and my soul in the morning that help me stay in touch with myself. And here's what it is. So every morning I make sure to write in my gratitude journal. I have a small, it's actually right here. I have a small gratitude journal. It's dedicated literally just to things that I am grateful for. And I write in this every morning. I make sure to write, to like fill out the page. And yeah, so like 1 page per day, things that I feel grateful for in that moment. Gratitude is so important. trust me when I say that if you practice gratitude every single day, I'm sure you've heard this. I'm sure you've heard this plenty of times before me. But your gratitude muscle has to be exercised every day. I'm telling you, it changes your life and your perspective and your energy for sure. I also have another journal where it's basically just conversations with the universe, you know, things that I want to manifest, things that I am emotionally struggling with, or whatever I'm feeling. It's just prayers, conversations, and it's very essential to my daily routine. I don't like to get on my phone first thing in the morning, but I do for 3 things. And then when I finish these 3 things, I log off my phone to continue the rest of my morning routine, which is like, you know, my probiotic smoothie, stretching, blah, blah, blah. But those 3 things that I do when I get on my phone in the morning are read my horoscope by my good friend, an amazing astrologer. She changed my life for the better, honestly, because before her, I did not understand why I was the way that I am. Because, you know, Scorpios are just so intense. But yeah, so I read my daily horoscope from her, and she has daily horoscopes for every sign. I'll put her in my description so you guys can, if you're interested in reading a really good daily horoscope, check her out. Her brand is called Know the Zodiac. So I read my daily horoscope. I read the source message. If you have Instagram, follow the source message. I read the daily message and I love it. It always feels so on point. I don't know how this person behind this account gets these messages, but they are very eloquently written, and I love reading them in the morning. The third thing is a tarot card on Twitter, and I always post these tarot cards on my Insta story. I actually always post me writing in my gratitude journal every morning, and I post my actual gratitude entry for the day on my Instagram. So if you're interested to see what I'm grateful for on a daily basis, follow me on Instagram and check out my stories. But yeah, all of those, just doing those things, writing in my journal and reading these things on socials, makes such a huge difference, and I love it. Like, I look forward to writing and praying and feeling gratitude and reading my horoscope and the tarot card, and it's just lovely, and it definitely helps me stay connected with my soul. When in doubt, what exactly motivates you to muster the strength to get it done regardless? When in doubt, what exactly motivates you to muster the strength to get it done regardless? I mean, we all definitely have times where it's like you feel stuck, or you feel like you're doubting yourself and you don't know why, or like what's wrong that you can't finish this thing or follow through with this thing or start this idea. And for me personally, it always comes down to this one thing. And it's, by the way, I pep talk to myself all the time, whether it's like literally looking at myself in the mirror or just talking to myself in my head. But it comes down to one thing, and for me, it's like, yo, Joss, like, if you're not gonna get this done, you're not gonna know whether or not you can get it done. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta give it a try, or else you're not gonna know. You've gotta follow through with this to see what you're capable of. You've gotta respect yourself and your self-evolution enough to follow through with this thing that you're working on, with this idea, with this project. Allow yourself to give yourself the opportunity to surprise yourself. Give yourself the opportunity to grow. Give yourself the opportunity to fail. You know, like, that's just how I am. And like when I talk to myself in that sense, like, it's like, let's go, let's get this done. So yeah, that's how I muster the strength. Advice for those with lots of ideas. Let me just say, I feel you, because I'm one of those people, so much so that before I was like regularly exercising my idea pursuing muscle, I had so many ideas where I was like, I wouldn't even start, because it was just, there was so much going on in my head. There were so many things I wanted to do where like it would just, I'd end up doing nothing. And so my first piece of advice, which isn't new advice, and you may already know this, is like, write down all your ideas. I have a notebook just for my ideas, for my sketches, for my notes, for my just anything and everything relating to ideas. Write it down. Like, respect your ideas, because no one is gonna have your idea and your vision the way that you have it in your mind, and you gotta write it down, because if you let it sit in your mind, it's either gonna dissipate into the realms and you're gonna forget about it, or you're just gonna be going in circles. So step one is always write it down. And even if you don't pursue that idea right now, having a notebook full of your ideas, at any point in your life, you can look back at your notebook and pull an idea from 7 years ago and like finally pursue that thing. So yeah, notebook, write it down. Writing down is like magic, trust me. When you write it down, you gotta pick one. And if you don't know which one to pick the one that you feel you can pursue right now. Pick the one that you feel you have the most resources for. Pick the one that you feel most intrigued by, most interested in. And it's okay if you pick one, try it, and then like after like a week of like working on it, you lose interest. Go back to all your ideas, pick another one. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with picking something up and realizing, like, how else are you gonna know what you want to pursue or what you want to explore or what you want to delve into deeper if you don't try it first? So that is my advice for those with lots of ideas, because I feel you. What are some creative projects that you haven't tried that you would like to do? Some creative projects that I am really excited to do in the future are write and direct a short film that's based on a true story. I'm gonna leave it at that. I've actually already recently been YouTubing like how to write a short film and like all that stuff. YouTube is such a great resource, and I really hope that I become a resource for YouTube browsers as well. And that's another creative project for me, YouTube. Like, I've been wanting to pursue this channel for so long, and now I'm really excited to like finally really give it a try. What else? I would love to work on a campaign, like creative direct a full-on campaign, like for example, like Nike launching a new shoe, and like there's this whole story behind the design of the shoe, and like I would love and be honored to be the person to help tell that story in creative ways and activations and like design. Yeah, stuff like that. I'm really excited about. What other creative projects? Creating a conference, something I've always wanted to do, and I know I can do it. The Tucson Hip Hop Festival, my festival, we touch on elements of a conference. Like we have panel discussions and one-on-one mentorships, and I just love it so much. And I personally have attended so many conferences too, and I always feel like, you know, that feeling where it's like, oh, I gotta do this, like I know I can do it. That's me with a conference, and I've actually already been working on it, and I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, those are some things. I have so much more. I have so much. Oh, an art gallery. I already have the name of what the gallery would be, and it would actually be for my paintings because I do paint. That's another thing that I would love to do. It has like live jazz. Yeah, I'm not gonna spill all the details, but yeah, those are some creative projects. Second to last question, what's the best gift you've been given? I've actually been thinking about how to answer this since I first read whoever sent me this question. I think it was on Instagram. The best, how can I word this? When I was first thinking about the answer, I was thinking more so about material things, but then I realized that the best gifts that I receive, because I continue to receive these gifts in my life, are the ones where I walk away understanding myself more. Whether that's a conversation with a friend, that's a gift, and like I walk away feeling less alone, or I walk away inspired, or I walk away like, damn, like that's why I am the way that I am, you know? Or like a movie, a book, like those are the best gifts for me. Anything that leads me further into myself, doesn't get better than that. Last question. What's your first lasting memory of hip hop, and why do you think the culture has made such a lasting impression on you? Okay, this is a great question, and I definitely want to delve further into this in another video. But my first lasting memory was, so my older brother Marco, to this day, he loves music. But back then, now he listens to it in his headphones, but back then, dude, like, he would play music so loud from like this little, I remember it, like this little 90s boom box that played CDs. But I remember, I think my earliest memories of hip hop are him being obsessed with like the Slim Shady Eminem and Ludacris. And I liked Eminem, but I loved Luda. Like, I was definitely way too young reciting the lyrics to his songs, but I had so much fun. I remember one time we were on a road trip to the beach, this one beach in Mexico called San Carlos, and me and Marco, my older brother, we were singing, "Move, get out the way, get out the way, you know what song I'm talking about." And my mom was, she did not want us to be singing that song. Rightfully so, especially for me being that young. But yeah, I just love Luda, and I loved his cover art, and I love like opening the CD and looking through the, you know, through the art of the cover and the track list and all of that. Those are my earliest memories. I actually was just talking to a friend the other day about what an impact Missy Elliott's videos had on me as a child. Probably more so than I'm currently aware of. But I remember just being so like, yo, these videos are like, what? Those are my first lasting memories of hip hop. Why do you think the culture has made such a lasting impression on you? So in college at the University of Arizona, that's where I got my bachelor's degree. I took this class called Rap Culture and God. I think it's actually still a course available at the university. Fun fact, the University of Arizona is actually one of, I don't know about now, but at the time when I took it, it was the only university that offered a full-on program about hip hop culture that you could get a minor in. And I actually am the first graduate of that program. Fun fact. So shout out to youve. But yeah, so I took this class called Rap Culture and God, and let me tell you, before going into that class, straight up, I just saw hip hop as a genre of music. Leaving that class, I had this whole other understanding that honestly impacted the entirety of my life. And that understanding is that hip hop is not just a genre of music. Hip hop is a whole culture. And I think it's made such a lasting, is that the question? Yeah, such a lasting impression on me, because so much of hip hop I feel like I can relate to. It's the adversity, the history, the poetic, the poetry of it, the way it changes people's lives. Like hip hop is just that thing. It changes your life, you know? And it's amazing. I just can't get enough of it. And to me, hip hop is like new. Like it's not that old, but it has so much history, you know, and it's still evolving. And it's like the way that it's grown and like touched on everything, like, is just amazing to me. And yeah, I just love it. I love it, and I respect it, and I enjoy learning about it, and I'm a student of it, and yeah, it's changed my life for sure. So yeah, those are the 10 questions. Q&A with Jay. Wish we could be here. No, I'm not gonna do this. So you guys can roast me? Nah, I'm good. I'm Gucci. Imagine though, like I was really good at freestyling and I just like hit you guys with a curveball. You guys didn't see it coming. I do write poetry though, which I want to start sharing on my YouTube. If you did like this video, I gotta do it to you. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. If you still have a question that you want to ask, you want me to answer, I will be so happy to answer questions and converse with you guys in the comments of any of my videos, because I really do genuinely love connecting with you guys. What else? Subscribe to my channel. Yeah, because that way you'll be notified of all my new content, because I have a lot of cool content that I'm going to be releasing. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, like, comment, and hope you have a good rest of your day or night, wherever you are. Make sure to drink a glass of water. Okay, bye.